Hello! There was a poll. You voted. And if you didn't vote, fuck off. I'm kidding. Please don't do that. I made a poll because somebody suggested I make a poll for which type to do next. I was just going to do the ones that came to my mind first. So the poll is the one that came to my mind first. Despite Steel type being my favourite type, it was not on that list. It will be soon, don't you worry. But the most popular one was the Ice type, which was not what I was expecting. But I like Ice type. Ice type used to be my favourite type until I realised that as much as I love it, they're all late game or suck ass, so I had to get a better favourite type, and I picked Steel, because Metagross and Aggron exist. But Ice type is relatively short, 60-something Pokemon. This should be a two-parter, no fucking problem. But let's just get started. And we've got some Alolan forms. We've got Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Sandslash. Now, Alolan Sandshrew is B. Okay? It's not implicitly an upgrade of a regular Sandshrew, but it's still cute, and it gets bonus points for looking like an igloo. That's funny, and that's all I really need. So, Alolan Sandshrew, cute, but not necessarily an upgrade nor a downgrade over the original. Alolan Sandslash, also a B. Same reasons. It's not an upgrade nor is it a downgrade. Regular Sandslash looks cooler, I say. Weirdly enough. I say it looks cooler, but equally, Alolan Sandslash looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can't hate that. I can't hate that. And also, Ice Steel is just such a funny type. It's so crap in so many ways, but it's just kind of funny. So, yeah. B, again, not an upgrade, not a downgrade, but it's still cool enough to hold its own. Alolan Vulpix. That's a fucking upgrade. I like Vulpix, don't you get me wrong. I love me a Vulpix, but I do prefer Ice to Fire. And, in this case, it looks cuter. It looks cuter. It still looks like Ice type, you know, because Vulpix looked like a Fire type. It had the flowy hair, the curly tails. But Alolan Vulpix still has poofy tail and poofy hair because it's snowy. Like the anime guys. Do you remember? I do. But white is just a good colour for Vulpix. Arctic Foxes are adorable. Fuck yeah. And Alolan Ninetales, while it's not an upgrade, Ninetales is up here anyway, so Alolan Ninetales, I don't think it's a specific upgrade, but it definitely is not a downgrade. Here, it holds its own, and in some people's cases, it fucking overtakes Ninetales by a good margin. I think it's awesome. I think Ice Fairy was probably the best type they could have gone for, other than maybe Ghost in some way. But Alolan Ninetales is a good-ass design, good-ass typing. It just looks really good. And it doesn't make the original Ninetales look bad, or it doesn't make it look really good. So, again, starting off strong with the Ice type. I think by now in fucking Ghost type, I had one in D tier, so that's good. Dugong. It's not insane, but it's not bad. I like Dugong. Dugong is a silly Pokemon. It's a dumbass. Look at it. You can't hate that face unless you're biased, but it's a cute seal. Well, it's a Dugong, but whatever. It is a plain design. It is, I think, along with Seal, it is the mascot of boring designed Pokemon, or Pokemon that just look like what they're based off of. But sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it works. I think it works here, but it's quite forgettable. It's not strong. It's not got a design that you'll remember. It's not much. But I don't think it's a bad Pokemon. I don't think it deserves D tier. We have the Vagina Oyster. Am I allowed to say that? Am I going to get fucked up by YouTube? The Pussy Pearl. It's the Pussy Pearl. B tier. I have no thoughts on Cloyster other than that one fight with the Onyx. That's all I got. I know some people like it, but I just don't love it. Like, I like the idea of it. Oysters are funny. but it's just not much. But it is something. At least its design has something to it as well, and the funny fight. So I'll B-tier it for now. Galarian Mr. Mime. A direct upgrade over regular Mr. Mime. For two reasons. Mr. Mime in Galar is not a mime. He's a tap dancer. And I respect tap dancers more than I respect mimes. And also, he doesn't look so creepy. I know he looks like a regular human, but Mr. Mime was like Uncanny Valley human levels, you know? You can't get with that. I can't get with that. His body is proportioned well. He doesn't have the massive fucking nubs all over his body. He's blue and not pink. I think this is good. It's a direct upgrade, and I'm glad that it happened. He didn't deserve it, but at least they fixed it. Jinx, yeah. I don't hate Jinx. I've got no personal opinion on it other than, well, it was racist at some point. I don't hold that against Jinx, because Jinx was not the one who made the decision, but it's still there. And also it is kind of a weird design. Even if it does have a reason for looking like this, I don't think it's what should be on a Pokemon, I'm going to be honest. Lapras. Lapras is S tier. I mean, the icy Loch Ness monster, everyone likes Lapras. I've yet to meet someone who dislikes Lapras. Because it's just, you can't. It's so, even if you don't like watch the anime, you look at Lapras and you think, that animal is sweet. That Pokemon is nice. Thank you, Lapras, for everything you've done. You've done nothing for me personally because I've never used you in a game other than Pokemon Y, but you were free in that game, so that's why. Gigantamax Lapras. The story about it carrying things on its back is cool. And did Lapras deserve something? Yes, Lapras absolutely deserved something. I personally think Lapras would have been better with a Mega, though. But the Gigantamax forms, I couldn't really get behind them because I didn't really care about them. Because I didn't want to see, like, big Pokemon become big. I wanted to see, like, a Pidove become big. That's funny, okay? You know, a massive Swinub makes me laugh. Massive Lapras, I'm like, well, it's just a regular Lapras, isn't it? But yeah, I've got no opinions on most of them. But at least the Lapras one had a fun story related to it. And Lapras did deserve something after so many years of hard carrying the Ice-type Gen 1 game. Speaking of hard carrying the Ice-type Gen 1 game and Lapras, I'm taking that back immediately. Articuno is fucking awesome. I don't get how people can constantly be like, oh yeah, Moltres is the best legendary bird. No. No, it's not. I'm glad that it's agreed upon that Zapdos is the worst. Not saying I dislike Zapdos, mind you. I like Zapdos, but it does look the worst for sure. It does have the best typing, but it looks the worst. But Moltres has got like the really thin arms that project fire. So if the fire was off, it would just have really skinny rubber chicken arms. I'm not about that. Articuno, it's ice type. It's flowy. It's got a nice big patch of fur on its chest. It's got the crystalline sort of crown thing going on. And it looks cool. Its tail is awesome. Moltres can fuck off, honestly. Articuno is the shit. I love this man. A for Articuno. Sneasel. C. It looks alright. But, I love Gen 2, but they fucking... Why didn't they give these idiots the evolutions right away, you know? Like, I'm looking at him, he's down there, he's taunting me, he's saying, I am a fucking good Pokemon. And I'm not. Ice and Dark is a cool type. I mean, again, it gets fucked up by a majority of things, but, I mean, Weavile's managed to make it work in the competitive scene somehow. So, fucking who cares? Point is, Sneasel looks alright, but it should have had an evolution the whole time, and the fact that it didn't means it sucks ass, and I have no personal attachment towards it other than finding a random shiny one in my Violet playthrough. It was the first shiny I found, and I was just climbing a mountain, and it was just pink, and I was like, I could have sworn that Sneasel was blue, and also it's surrounded by more blue Sneasel, so something's going on here. And I was right. I was right. But anyway, C tier, because I don't really care about it that much. Swinub, very cute, Is it A tier? Ah, it's B tier. I like it. Very cute. It is a very minimal design though. Like, I can draw that and I can't draw. I'm so crap at drawing. But I can draw a Swinub. So it is a very simple design, but that doesn't stop it from being cute. So it gets to be in B tier for now. Piloswine. I don't like Piloswine that much, especially when its little hair tufts flop up and you can see its eyes. Its eyes are the worst part. But the weird humpiness of its back, the fact that it is also like Swinub, but it doesn't even have... Fucking hell. It doesn't have anything going for it, really. It is kind of cute if you chop off the entire top half and shave the eyes a bit. But other than that, there's not much for it. Delibird. People hate on Delibird for being shit. And he is. He's so horribly weak. He is stinky. He's crap. But it's a Santa Claus bird. I like him. He's got the colour coordination. He's got the nice fur. His tail is actually the sack, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. I don't think he deserves all the hate he gets. So I'm gonna put him in B tier because he's kind of a cute fella. He does look like Santa Claus though, but yeah, whatever. Smooch him. Along with the parent. This one is less like, oh, it was a bad design, it looked too human, it did have a racist controversy about it. That's not entirely Jinx's fault. I don't hold that against Jinx as a Pokemon. I hold Smoochum's entire existence against Smoochum. Smoochum can fuck off, honestly, I don't care. Snorunt, S tier. I love this dude with all my heart. I don't know why. It might be the fact that he's like cozying himself in his own little jacket, and he's always shivering, and I feel bad for him every time I see him. But I love Snorunt. I love that dude. Also, he has a cool shiny. I actually quite like his shiny. I need to get one of those. Maybe I'll do that in a minute. But yeah, Snorunt. Love the boy. He is a legend in my eyes. Legend of the game. Glalie. Go on then. I'll give Glalie the benefit of the doubt. Glalie is typically seen as inferior to Frostlass in every way, and they would be right. He is. But I still like him. He realistically looks like a Snorunt, despite not sharing any qualities other than having blue eyes and black skin. That's all there is. Oh, and the teeth. But he realistically looks like Snorunt, whereas Frostlass looks fucking nothing like Snorunt. I don't. How did they decide that this is what this would become? If it was a woman, I don't know. But point is, Glalie's pretty cool. He's pretty scary as well. He's pretty fucking... I don't want to come across... If everything on this list was real, I think the last thing I'd want to come across currently is this motherfucker. Look at that. Asshole. Also, I have a shiny one, so I might be a little biased. I thought I was never going to find it because its only difference is the red eyes, but I found it. I fucking did it. Mega Glalie. This is also good, but also just because the dex entry for Mega Pokemon is always fucked up. And Mega Glalie's is that he has so much power inside of him now that it blew his jaw open and it broke his jaw. That's fucked up. A tier. Also, turning the black pupils to red, good touch. And then, like, cracking open the horns and making them icy underneath, very good touch. He doesn't look much like an ice Pokemon other than the fact that he's white and blue. That was about it. At least Snorunt looked like he was cold all the time. But yeah, Mega Glalie. I quite like it. Sphere. I mean, is there any... Do I really need to explain myself? He's like the most perfect circle of all time. I know the tail makes it less perfect, but yeah, if that's what you're complaining about, honestly, fuck off. I don't care. Sphere is a legend. Look at... He's got the goofy little teeth. He looks like Patrick. He's got a nice colour as well. He's got a nice little colour. He's got the tiny flippers. And he rolls. He fucking rolls. You can't. I love him. I love him. S tier. S tier for Sphere. Sphere tier. Snorunt tier. I like both these guys. Maybe it's Gen 3 bias. Celio. Never mind. Gen 3 bias out the window. Celio's mustache is wrong, I dislike it, and also the fact that it looks like his skin is being tore open down here. The rest of him's fine, he looks just as stupid. It is a realistic evolution, and that always gets points in my book, you know. If it looks like they can become what they become, that's good. If it looks like they have absolutely no relation, that's not so good. But other than that, there's not much going for him in my eyes. Warrain. This is my man. Much scarier than both these two. Fucking horrifying to fight against in Gen 3. It wasn't even that bad. It was just, you didn't, even if you were prepared for him, some stray surf could hit you and you'd be fucked up. Hydro Pump from this dude, scary. Not a big fan of that. But that just adds to how much I like him. He looks like a walrus, but he's got his own mustache. This is a good mustache though. He's got the back feet as well as the flippers. I like that, and the massive tusks. I like Warrain. Warrain's very cool, despite being an ass type. Regice. Regice is A tier. Come at me in the comments all you want for saying this design is too simple. This dude is literally made of fucking lines. I know, but that's not what I'm saying. In fact, I don't remember where I put Regice in my list of legendary Pokemon. But if I didn't put him in A tier, it's because I was lying to myself. Regice is cool. He's cool. I like him. I like the quest you have to go on to get him in the original Gen 3 games. I might have brought this up before. But I didn't... Obviously, I had the internet when I got to it. But I did do it legit. I didn't just search up the answers. I searched up like a Braille fucking... a one-to-one Braille translator pretty much, and I just looked at it and I got the thrill of doing all this Braille nonsense, and it was so fun, and Regice was there and I love him. Also, he's funny in the anime and I quite like the design even though it's just made of straight lines. Also, I can recognize his face pattern more than the others. I can tell you the others. I tell you that Regirox is an H and Registeels is the 7 Dragon Balls, I believe. But yeah, Regice is cool. Snover! He looks like he's like waist deep in mud. He's like drowsy kind of, but he's like a snowy drowsy, honestly. But he's cool. He's based off the... Is it pine trees? Fir trees? I don't know what he's based off of, but he's based off a tree, obviously. But I like him. I like it. He's pretty cute. I like his little mischievous eyes. The lack of a mouth is a bit disturbing, but, you know, we live with that. We can live with that. Abomasnow. I don't like Abomasnow, but that's because I am biased, very specifically biased against him, because like in, fuck, what game is it? It's Gen 8 and 9, where if you see one in the overworld, they will run you down, they will fucking come for you, which is fine, but they were scary, they were actually scary. But he's still alright. If you look at him, he's alright. The boob fur, though, is a bit weird. A bit off. Other than that, I've not got much to say. Mega Abomasnow is a mega abomination. It didn't need to exist. Abomasnow didn't really deserve it, I don't think. It wasn't like needing anything. It didn't change types. It didn't actually do anything good with the design. It just gave him an extra fucking set of icicles out of his back. It's quite shit. So yeah, that's got to go in D tier. Weavile. You know what? I didn't really care about Weavile until I found that shiny one. His name is Fulods, Fulods. He's level 100. He is my false swiper, and he's the reason I get any shinies anymore. So I'm glad I found him, and it has helped me appreciate him for the speed demon he is. He is quite frail though. Fucking hell, one wrong hit, dead. Fighting type Pokemon, just ignore them. There's no point, you're gonna be killed. But yeah, he's cool. He's very cool, and he is a competent, competitive player. So you gotta give him props for that. For being an Ice Dark type and still being able to be used in competitive in certain metas. Even in one meta, that's good. So yeah, A tier for him. Glaceon. I love Glaceon. I mean, I like all of the evolutions, but I don't love all of them. I don't love Flareon. I love Glaceon though. Glaceon gets to go up here. It's just cool. Does it look like the Ice type more than the other ones look like their type? Not really. But it's still cool, right? Also, it's an evolution. Maybe it's just bias. It's probably just bias, but it gets to go up there. Fuck it. Mamoswine. Piloswine wishes he was this cool. I like Mamoswine a lot, actually. The big tusks, much better than the little pinchy tusks here. His eyes being visible, very good. And he's surprisingly round. You gotta respect that. How long have I been going for? Fucking 20 minutes. Alright. I should have probably paused after Gen 3. We'll finish these off on the next one. I don't know what that was. But yeah, that's my opinion so far. You can tell that it was my favourite type before Steel type came along. Because it seems to be doing pretty fucking well. We'll see if that trend continues when we get into the generations that I either didn't really play that much of or I didn't have much attachment to. Ooh, see you next time, fuckers.